Taking place in Melbourne, Australia in 1953, Ray Lawler's Summer of Seventeenth Doll tells the tale of Olive Leech's annual summer tradition of hosting two sugarcane cutters during their layoff season. It marks the 17th year that Olive's boyfriend Roo Webber and Arthur Barney Ibbot visit her, but this particular summer proves to be less carefree than previous ones. The play was first published by Angus Robertson in 1955 and is regarded as the third installment in a trilogy, preceded by Kid Stakes and Other Times, which delve into the origins of the summer traditions and feature many of the same characters. The play begins with the women in an old house in Carlton, Melbourne, preparing for the arrival of Roo and Barney from Queensland. Olive is getting ready while her friend Pearl engages in conversation with Bubba, a young girl living nearby. Olive's close friend Nancy, who usually spends the summer with her, recently got married and is unable to join them. As a substitute, Olive invites her co-worker Pearl to stay instead. Emma, Olive's elderly mother, also resides in the house. Pearl, a widowed mother of a teenager, becomes the object of Olive's plan to matchmake her with Barney. However, Pearl finds the notion of Olive's seasonal arrangement with the men morally objectionable. Olive defends her choices and gives Pearl an ultimatum: be polite or leave. The men arrive bearing gifts for the women, including a Cupid doll, symbolizing the 17th year of their tradition. Barney shares with the girls the story of their recent sugarcane season. Roo had a confrontation with another worker named Johnny Dowd, leading to a competitive challenge. Unfortunately, Roo injured his back, and Johnny emerged as the victor. Unable to continue working, Roo finds himself financially destitute for the summer. Despite Olive and Barney's objections, Roo decides to seek employment as a painter. The following day, Barney privately reveals to Pearl that he has children with different women across 3 different states, highlighting his complicated personal circumstances. Despite Pearl's initial disapproval, Barney's charm gradually wins her over, convincing her to stay for the summer alongside Olive. On New Year's Eve, the characters find themselves engaged in mundane tasks, leading Pearl to playfully remark that the summer hasn't lived up to Olive's earlier vibrant descriptions. Overwhelmed by a wave of sadness, Olive breaks down in tears, feeling that her once joyous summers have come to an end. A few days later, Roo, dressed in his painter's clothes, is asleep on the couch when Barney arrives. Barney had spent the night out with other sugarcane workers and brings along Johnny Dowd, the same man who had previously clashed with Roo. Barney manages to facilitate a truce between the two adversaries and suggests they all go to the races. In a moment of anger towards Pearl, he asks if her daughter would like to join them. This infuriates Pearl, so they extend the invitation to Bubba instead. Intrigued by the lively atmosphere she has witnessed next door during the past 17 summers, Bubba eagerly agrees. Once Johnny departs, Roo confronts Barney for arranging the meeting while Roo was still in his work clothes. Accusing Barney of trying to curry favor with Johnny, Roo implies that women find Barney lacking in the bedroom. In a surprising turn, Barney reveals that Roo's back injury was never genuine. This revelation pushes Barney to throw a vase filled with Olive's dolls at Roo in a fit of rage. The following day, Olive has removed all the gifts Roo had given her, including the dolls. She explains that they were breaking and she decided to store them away. Emma, Olive's mother, expresses her belief that Olive is childish and that they have all outgrown the carefree traditions of the layoff season. Barney approaches Roo and suggests he join him and the other harvesters who are leaving to work in the grape harvest. Barney admits that this season has lacked the usual fun without Nancy's presence. Roo, torn between his loyalty to Olive and his desire for change, hesitates. Eventually, he informs Olive that he plans to stay in Melbourne and proposes marriage to her. Devastated by the turn of events, Olive desperately pleads for the restoration of the idyllic past 16 summers and storms out of the house. Emma, feeling the weight of the situation, informs Roo and Barney that they can no longer remain in the house. Consumed by anger and frustration, Roo vents his rage by breaking the 17th doll, symbolizing the shattered dreams of their tradition, before the two men depart. Meanwhile, Bubba embarks on a quest to find Johnny Dowd, hoping to recapture the enchantment of her cherished summers. Olive, on the other hand, must confront the reality of a new life without her beloved layoff season, adjusting to a different way of living. Originally performed at the Union Theatre in Melbourne, Australia in 1955, the play garnered favourable reception in its home country. It is recognized as one of the earliest truly Australian productions, featuring authentic characters and showcasing the Australian way of life. Season of Passion, a film adaptation produced by Hechtail Lancaster Productions, brought the play to the big screen. However, the movie received criticism for its Americanization, with many key roles portrayed by American actors. Furthermore, the film version altered the play's ending, favoring a happier conclusion. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.